Yoo-hoo, we are back again, and this time I will be going over what weapons to put on your characters. And this will be for my free-to-play viewers out there. Now, previously I have talked about artifacts and a little bit on how to build your characters, so we'll be looking at weapons today. And as always, if you guys are finding these mini beginner guides helpful and like seeing some of my character builds so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. I thank you guys so much for all the support, and I will have more of these character builds coming very soon. Okay, let's talk about weapons now. So we're free to play, we're broke on primos, and we don't have that many wishes. What do I do? And what weapons do I use? Well, you can go online and find a lot of these guides out there. And I'll be honest, the guides are really good because they have pretty much everything on it and they go into very detailed explanations on why that works. But there's a problem, and that problem is some of us haven't played Genshin long enough to have these weapons that these online guides have. So how do I know what weapons to put on my character? Well, honestly, I would just go with what type of artifacts you put on your character. Like if you're putting DPS artifacts on your character, I'd say go with a weapon that has DPS stats on it. Or if you're building a character as a healer with a bunch of HP artifacts, you probably want to go with a weapon with HP stats on it. And that's basically my rule of thumb for choosing a weapon. So let's look at a few of my characters and see how I choose a weapon for them. Okay, let's just start with any character. Let's go with Nahida. She's a main DPS slash sub DPS. Everything scales from her EM. Over here, that's her talent. And if we look at her artifacts, it's all EM, right? EM Sands, EM Goblet, EM Circlet. And for her weapon, boom, EM, Sacrificial Fragments. Now there's another one, there's the Mappa that also works, and there's also a 3-star weapon that works as well, Magic Guide. Now she works really well with Hydro and Electro characters, so that's why this weapon works. Now let's look at Layla. She's a very good shield support and everything scales from her HP. So if we look at her artifacts, HP Sands, Goblet, HP Circlet. And for her weapon, I have an ER weapon on her, but it's best to have an HP weapon, but I don't think there's an HP sword for her, right? Cool Seal, that's for attack. She's not really a damage dealing character, so I wouldn't really put that one on her. Now these 4-star weapons, if you're using her for a burst, again, ER is probably best, but I really don't think there are a lot of options. I mean, there's this one, Dockhand's Assistant, but that one you get from the banners, and some of you probably don't have it. Some of you do, some of you don't, but if you don't, again, ER is probably best. I really don't see that many options there, so that's my take on it. Mavuika, obviously a DPS. You have the attack, you have the pyro damage, crit, all that stuff. Weapon, need to match that. So I have this Earth Shaker on her. It has the attack stats. There's a buff for pyro-related reactions. That one you can buy from Natlin, from the blacksmith, and you can craft it. Now other weapons, Claymore, there's again not that many options. You could do Prototype. Honestly, I think this is probably the best one for any DPS Claymore characters. Other than that, I really don't think there's any good weapons out there. There's this 3-star Debate Club. I guess it's okay if you have nothing else, but other than that, there's this ER, EM, those don't really fit her. Yeah, I think Prototype Archaic is probably the best one if you don't have this Earthshaker. Now Furina, she's an off-field sub-DPS. You probably want a lot of HP and probably some crit on her. Now weapon, I have her signature weapon, but us free-to-play players, we don't really have that many fancy weapons. So if I don't have her signature weapon, I'd probably go for something along the lines of Favonia's Sword just to get that ER. And other than that, I really don't see any other great weapons for her. Harbinger of Dawn, I don't know. I mean, you're getting the crit damage, but this crit rate increase is really useless because every time you spawn her skill, everybody's HP goes down and it's definitely dropping below 90%. Now, Cool Steel, that might work if you're putting her on like a freeze team. And other than that, I really don't see that many great options for her either. I mean, I don't have that many great weapons either. That's all I have. So my options are limited as well. But I managed to get her signature weapon, so I guess you can call me lucky. But if you don't, again, just go with these weapons I just mentioned. Now Charlotte, she's a healer, and all that heal mainly comes from her burst, and that heal scales from her attack. So if we look at her artifacts, we have the attack goblet on her, and because everything comes from her burst, we want that ER as well. So there's the ER sands, and since she's a healer, healing bonus is always great. We take a look at the weapon. I have the Frostbearer on her, but I don't think that's the best one. I think a better option is Boundless Blue, but there are a few other weapons. There's the Favonius Codex, which has ER as well. Well, you can put extra attack on her to increase the healing, but that's about it. I mean, these two weapons are basically for like the damage dealing characters, so I really only see Favonius Codex being put on her. Now, Chevreuse, she's like a buff slash healer, and all that scales from her HP. We look at her artifacts, it's all basically HP Sands, Goblet, HP Circlet. Weapon, HP weapon of course. And other weapons, you could use Black Tassel, you get that from pulling the banners, everybody has that. And I think other than HP polearm, I really don't think there's anything better. Energy, recharge, physical, yeah, there's nothing else. So yeah, Black Tassel or this Dialogue of Desert Sages. Now this weapon came from an event a while back, so some of you might not have that. So I just go with the Black Tassel on her. Now Yao Yao, she's a healer. Everything scales from her HP. So we look at her artifacts, HP Sands, HP Goblet. She's a healer. Healing bonus, that's the way to go. Weapon, we match the artifacts, HP stats. So Black Tassel works. Favonius Lance actually works as well because all that healing mainly comes from her burst. And if you want her burst up quick, ER is the way to go. So that also works. This 5-star weapon, you may or may not have it, but again, Favonius Lance, probably for free-to-play players out there, very good alternative. We look at Keqing, she's like a sub-DPS, attack, electro damage bonus, and crit. So for her weapon, we want to match that. Lion's Roar, attack stats. Now other weapons, you could use the Sacrificial Sword, maybe use her skill an extra time, and use this ER as well, get her burst up quick. Now, Harbinger of Dawn looks like it works as well. You have that extra crit. Phillip Blade, maybe it works as well. Now, this Red Sword I think everybody should have because you get it from finishing an Inazuma quest. I think that works as well. So yeah, you do have some options for her. Now, let's look at Skirk. Cryo DPS. And her weapon, we're going to use the flute with the attack stats. We use her normal attack a lot, so I just figured this sword is best. Now, other swords, that's kind of hard to choose. Maybe Phillip Blade. Harbinger of Dawn might work as well, since she works very well on frozen teams. Cool Steel works, it looks like. And yeah, other than that, I really don't think there's anything else. And this Ishin weapon works as well by the looks of it, so you can give that a try. Now let's look at one more, Kazuha. He's a very good animal support. You probably want to put a lot of EM on him. We take a look at his artifacts, EM Sands, EM Goblet, EM Circlet. His weapon, EM, Iron Sting. Now other weapons you can use are this Ishin Blade again, another great weapon for him. But I think this one is actually the best one, Sacrificial Sword, because you can use his skill an extra time to pull all the enemies together. So really good on him, and you can get his burst up quick. Favonius Sword works as well, but I really think Sacrificial Sword is the best. And Iron Sting, of course, you have that extra EM. But yeah, I think any of these four will work on him. And yeah, this is my mini weapon guide for you guys and for the free-to-play players out there. I really hope this helps. If it did, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be sharing more of my character builds with you guys, so you guys don't want to miss out on that. But also, if you have any thoughts, comments, or feedback, drop it down in the comments. I thank you guys so much for watching and sticking around, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.